right. So without further ado, here is Kelly Greasy from the Indiana Secretary of State's office to talk about financial literacy. Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks so much for letting me join you guys today. And thank you everyone who's listening for joining the webinar to learn more about the Indiana Secretary of State's Financial Fitness Reading Program. My name is Kelly Greasy. I'm Indiana Secretary of State Connie Lawson's Senior Investor Education Coordinator. Through the Indiana MoneyWise program, I travel the state on a mission to improve financial fitness and educate Hoosiers about investment fraud. In my 4.5, oops, we're not advancing. Space bar. Hey, that's me in the picture. Through my 4.5 years with the office, I have developed numerous initiatives to protect Hoosiers and educate them about their finances. These programs include the Indiana MoneyWise e-magazine, a badge day program for the Girl Scouts of Central Indiana, a securities fraud documentary called Scammed, and a community day called Straight Answer Saturday, which is actually coming up in just a few weeks, that allows Hoosiers to meet for free with financial planners and attorneys. It's a really good opportunity, and you can go to our website to check out more information about that. It's going to be taking place at the University of Indianapolis on February 10th. I am a Southern Indiana native and Ball State graduate with a degree in telecommunications. Prior to joining Indiana Secretary of State's office, I spent 10 years as a TV news producer, working in Nevada, Florida, and most recently at WTHR in Indianapolis, where I earned an Emmy Award and a National Headliner Award for breaking news coverage. In my free time, I served on a variety of boards and committees related to communications and education, and I currently volunteer as an orangutan naturalist for the Indianapolis Zoo and a grief facilitator at Brooks Place.
My goodness.
Lots
of
things.
interest.
Yes, I keep busy. So today's agenda for this program, the purpose, we'll go through that, how the program works, suggested books and activities, which are all things that can be supplemented for what's ever available at your community and however you decide to customize this program, participation and recognition, flexibility. We really want to stress this point because I want you all to be able to make this program your own. We are not strict about how you implement various items that we have available in our reading program. The promotion of the program, we'll talk a little bit about how to promote it on social media as well as through traditional media channels, resources, and we'll leave some time for questions at the end as well. So the purpose for this program, Indiana Secretary of State Connie Lawson's office is responsible for 4 divisions of state government: elections, auto dealers, business services, and securities. I work in the securities division. The Indiana Securities Regulator is committed to putting financial criminals behind bars and protecting Hoosiers against such fraudsters. Hoosiers with a solid foundation in personal finance are better prepared to say no to scams. They're also more confident making decisions that will improve their financial lives in the long run. And so that's why we have the Indiana MoneyWise program, and that's why we want to start early with children. Preventing fraud is a big message for our office, and it can be hard to spot a fraudster by appearance alone. In the top center of this picture, you can see Charles Ponzi. He is the inventor of the Ponzi scheme. He is an Italian-born businessman who became known in the early 1920s as a swindler in North America. He promised his clients unrealistic profits in a very short period of time, and he paid off early investors by using money from newer investors. In the 1920s is when this took place. He stole some $20 million from his clients. If you account for inflation, it'd be close to $240 million in today's money. Wow. So very successful. Looking around the screen, you may notice a few faces that you've seen in the news over the last 10 years or so. These are some very prominent Indiana fraudsters. Most notably, Marcus Schrinker, the one in the bottom center of the screen there with his wife and his car and his airplane. He sold unauthorized foreign currency funds and falsified documents for his clients, stealing over $1 million from 9 investors. And the reason why he's famous is because he tried to evade our office by faking his death in a plane crash. He was released from prison in 2015, and most of these offenders recommit their crimes, so be on the lookout for them. We do fraud prevention programming with children as well. Junior Achievement and we've been a partner with them for about 10 years now. We do a scam simulation with their kids in their biz camp, and so it's just another one of the children's programming options that we have available. So when it comes to talking with kids about money, it really is never too soon. Prevention starts early. Kids are clever at a young age. They know, hey, that's got some value. I've seen kids as young as 2 know that money has meaning and they want it. And as soon as you notice that they're interested in money, that's when you start having very simple conversations to build their knowledge over a lifetime. This presentation will be available to you at the end of our webinar today. I have a lot of links built into it that are to various videos that can be used in your further understanding of personal finance, or even to incorporate into any programming that you do. The first link at the bottom of this page is a really cute video of Elmo on a news program talking about how important it is to start saving. And then PNC has some really great videos and resources as well that I've linked at the bottom of the page there. So those are good resources as well. When it comes to teaching kids to save, one of the activities that we have built into our program is the idea of making save, spend, and give jars. Elmo even talks about them in the video that's on the previous slide. You can encourage your children to set aside money, and it's a fun and easy activity that you could do in your library even. You could ask employees or you could ask patrons of your library to donate empty, clean jars that you could keep on hand if any kids want to make these kinds of jars in the library when they come visit you. It's a really cheap and fun project for kids to do. They decorate them in fun ways.
I was going to say, it sounds like a good craft activity.
Yes, exactly. So how our reading program works, it covers 3 different areas of financial fitness, starting with what is money, then we go into saving for the future, how you can make and spend money wisely, to reinforce all of the information that students learn through the books that we've suggested and any supplemental books that you suggest in your libraries. We have a number of activities that we recommend to help them put their knowledge to use. Don't be afraid to add to our list of books or to our list of activities. Again, we really want you to be able to make this program your own that fits best into what serves your patrons in your community. And I know that some communities have unique opportunities for learning. Use familiar resources. Now that we're talking about those unique opportunities in your communities, what children's television programs are popular in your community? What are the books and videos that you have in your collection that relate to money that would be appropriate for children? Are there any games or toys? Something like Monopoly can be really great. You can host a Monopoly night at your library and have kids come and play and compete with each other. There are tons of free financial fitness websites that are designed just for kids. I do have some in my resources page toward the end of this presentation that I encourage you to use, and we have a full list of them linked on our website as well with the program. Pulling up some of these pages even as maybe the home page on your website at some point when kids are logging into computers at your place can encourage them to take a look. So when we're looking at the books and activities, the books that we have selected, we're actually in the process of revamping to add more books to it that will hopefully incorporate some accelerated reader credits in the future. The Department of Education is working with us on that, but for now we do have quite an extensive list of books. All of them I know I have found in the Marion County Library System, but again, you'll have to look and see what's available in your library system, if there are ones that can be borrowed, or if there are things that can be substituted. But what we like to see happen is that kids read 2 books per topic of those 3 topics we addressed earlier, and incorporate any other related books that you see fit. When it comes to activities, we like to see at least 1 activity completed per topic. Kids can prove that they've done these activities to you, either on an honor system thing, or you could ask them, hey, if you make a poster for your activity, can you bring it into the library for us to display it? Maybe hold a competition in your community that encourages kids to display their artwork, because that's a great place to put such things on display. But again, the program is super flexible and incorporate what you can. Our main goal is just to ensure that kids are learning about money. Some of the books that we've really loved, at least for the younger audience, are these here on the screen. Alexander, Who Used to Be Rich Last Sunday, is my absolute favorite. It gets so many laughs among the kids about all the horrible ways that Alexander wastes his money, and his stinking rotten brothers who save their money, and he's jealous of them. So it's a very cute book. It demonstrates quickly how money can disappear when we're not careful about how we spend it. Arthur's Pet Business teaches kids about making money and the responsibilities that come with running their own business. You can talk about Lemonade Day type activities as well. Lemonade Day Indy, I know is a great program, and I think it's available in a lot of other communities as well. There are some other books like Bunny Money that are aimed at teaching kids to spend wisely. These are some great books for story time sessions at your library. You can even invite our office to come in if you ever decide to host a story time. I'm happy to come to your library. We travel statewide and can come there and read a few books with your kids, and I can even bring piggy banks with me when I visit to hand them out. These are also great books for engaging in Q&A lessons with the children. So student completion, what that looks like. So these are a few of the pictures that one mother sent me from her daughter who participated in our first year of the program, which was several years ago. Kylie made her own money with some adorable little doggy designs. That's the picture in the far left corner. She also made her own save, spend, and donate jars. She made them more like envelopes. And then finally, she put together a business plan for selling healthy snacks. Instead of doing a traditional lemonade stand, she sold various fruits and veggies at a little snack stand. We received this kind email that her mother sent us, and I'll read it to you. My daughter's name is Kylie Moore. She completed the Indiana Secretary of State Connie Lawson's reading program. She's 7 years old and is a second grader at Lost Creek Elementary School. My daughter heard about the program at our public library and was up for the challenge. I have attached pictures of her activities, the books she read, and a copy of the participation summary. I hope this information is enough to complete the program. If not, please email me back. My daughter learned a great deal about the value of money. Thank you for taking the time to set up such a great program. Sincerely, Angela Graham.
Oh.
And in fact, my boss has used this program with her grandchildren and her great-grandchildren. And one of my managers in the securities division has used this program with his kids. So I've had multiple staff members that I work with who've used this with their own children, and they found a lot of value in teaching their kids about money at an early age, to appreciate the value of a dollar. The recognition that kids receive. So the one thing that we do want to make sure we stress to all of you is the piggy banks can be shipped to your libraries. We will have the state library here distribute those to you. If you contact us, say that you're going to run the program, and send me an estimate of how many piggy banks you think you'll need, even if it's in the hundreds, we've got them available, and we can always order more of them.
She will, this is Beth again. Kelly will contact me, and I will get those piggy banks sent out to you. So we'll send them through Info Express.
Yeah. And then additionally, if the children want to, and this is something you would have to offer to them and their parents, if they contact me directly, I can get them a certificate of achievement that makes them an honorary Secretary of State in Indiana. It is signed by the Secretary herself, and that's why we're not able to distribute these in advance, because we customize them for each individual student if they want that extra recognition. But it's nice. A lot of kids like getting it framed. It's kind of fun to say that they're an honorary Secretary of State, and she hand signs them, so it's a very nice gift for them. So we talked about, again, how to make this program yours, how to customize it. There are different ways you can do that. We understand that you have a lot of programs, some of which may already incorporate financial fitness into the messaging, and that's why we've designed this program to be flexible. We trust your judgment. Include our program in a way that makes the most sense for your patrons. Our primary goal is to encourage kids to learn about money. How they reach that goal is up to you, so make the program your own. You can require students to choose a financial fitness book that's in your collection. You can require them to do a financial fitness activity, up to your choice, whether it's one of the ones that we've put together or one that you've come up with. You can use this to start a financial fitness program at your library. For example, get in the game, focus on money smarts, and add additional books and activities from the ones that we've suggested. You can host our office for a financial fitness day. I do know that in April coming up is Money Smart Week. We get a lot of requests for us to come and present during that week in April. So if you want to host one of those kinds of events at your library, we'd be happy to provide you with a speaker. Again, we do travel the entire state and provide free presentations, and they're all customized according to what the needs are at your library. Getting media attention. As I said, I worked for 10 years in news, and so I'm kind of familiar with this side of things. This reading program really does provide you with a great opportunity to get some media attention. TV stations and newspapers love to include stories about children, and because financial fitness is such a hot topic, you're likely to get coverage for your library's participation, and this is especially true in smaller communities. When talking with reporters and assignment desk editors, stress the educational value of this program. Talk about how it is a popular topic with young kids and parents. Moms in particular are a valued demographic in television news. Every TV station in the country wants the mom audience. They want their seal of approval because they are the biggest spenders in our economy, and advertisers want those audience members, so they put pressure on the TV stations to attract moms. That's why you see a lot of stories about kids and parenting on TV news. Talk about how you can provide reporters with interesting interview opportunities and tell them that there are plenty of visual elements to help tell this story. We have had great success getting media coverage for this. I've linked below there a few of the articles and TV opportunities that we've had over the years when we launched this program, and the interviews that we've done with it. So it's definitely something that you can use to get attention. Additionally, I would recommend promoting it on social media. In terms of which social media you use, that's probably going to depend on who you're trying to reach. Facebook is now an old person environment, which makes me old because I like Facebook. Twitter is for a younger audience. Snapchat and Instagram are a much younger audience. But there's a lot of visual elements to the story, so I would not shy away from doing Instagram. If your library has an Instagram account, take some pictures of some of the books. Take some pictures of you or a video of you and the librarians and add it to your Instagram story of you reading a section from a book, and talk about the piggy banks that kids can win. You can promote this program through your social media accounts. It's especially helpful if you have events at the libraries that are natural tie-ins with this program. Take pictures, share fun stories if you're able. Encourage your patrons to post their own pictures as well. Come up with a hashtag that's unique to your library, or make sure that you post your social media information where it's visible on your website and also in your library, and tell people if they post anything about their participation in the library's reading programs that they should include you on it as a mention or a hashtag. If you do so, we do welcome you to also mention our social media accounts. Both the Indiana MoneyWise program and the Secretary of State have separate accounts on Twitter and Facebook. And we will often retweet and repost things that you do to make sure that your library is highlighted on there. Some resources now. This is a very short list. I have a much lengthier list on the website. There is an abundance of information that can be found online to help children learn about money. These are simply some of our favorites. I want to bring attention in particular to the Indiana Council for Economic Education. They are a wonderful partner to our office. They provide training for teachers across the state to improve economic education in Indiana classrooms, and they have a lot of great activities on their website, as well as information about the stock market game. Very popular, the stock market game. There's a financial incentive for kids to participate in that because they can win scholarship opportunities through that program. It's a really good one. Financial football and financial soccer are some really fun games that kids can play on their mobile devices. There are apps for them now. It used to be that it was on a CD format for computers, but now they have apps, and they're very fun to play. You can be competitive about it. One of my absolute favorite online resources is the Avengers Save the Day comic. Kids love comic books, and it's a really good way to get kids reading. This comic book was created specifically for financial awareness. Marvel Comics created it. They've made this available with a full teacher's guide for using it in classrooms or in libraries. It's completely free online, and that's offered through the Practical Money Skills website, which is sponsored by Visa. But it's a great program for teaching kids about money. So how can you participate? How do you get involved if you like everything that I've said today? You need to email me. Pardon me. And let me stress again, there's flexibility on this program, but you do need to let me know if you plan to use some or all elements of the program. Send me an email with this information: the contact person from your library, the name of your library, the estimated number of piggy banks you think you'll need, and if you order too many, that's fine. You can save them for another time. And your level of participation. Let me know if you're using the program as is or if you're making some tweaks to it. After you've used the program, send me another email. Let me know how many children participated in the program at your library and the age range of those kids. Let me know if there are certain schools in your community that are represented. Finally, I'd appreciate any feedback that you have to offer with suggestions about how we can improve this program. We would love to get it in as many libraries as possible, and we welcome you to use it whenever you feel is best. If it's not a summer reading thing for you because you're already booked, do it in the fall. I really don't care what time of the year you use it. I trust your judgment in finding the best time to fit. Maybe there's a month where you don't have a lot going on and you need something to fill in the gap. Use our program then.
Is this a program that is best done within a short, like a month, or can you do it over a span of months, or what do you recommend?
There aren't a ton of books that we're asking kids to read, and since each library will customize the program for themselves, I would say that that's a decision you can make. Okay. If you think your kids are going to be able to read 6 books in a month, and some of them are very short books, and do the activities, then make it a month-long program. April is Financial Literacy Month, so it's a very good time to do it. But if you want to do it, like I said, in the fall or something like that, a back-to-school type program, it works well then. Maybe you're asking them to read it over the holidays because spending can be so extreme during that season. Might be a good time to talk to kids about money when they're asking mom and dad for all these presents that they can't afford. Right. So there's a lot of opportunities for when it might make sense to use it, and how long you should run the program.
We did have one other question.
Sure.
Leslie wants to know, do you happen to know if there's a fee for those comics on that page? Is it a physical comic?
No, it's not a physical comic. It is a web-based comic. It's all free. Accessing it is totally free. And again, you guys will have access to this PowerPoint at the end of the presentation. So all of these links will be available to you, and then the links that we have on our website as well, that have a lot more information to them. Here's some contact information for you. Financial Fitness Outreach. I am the Senior Investor Education Coordinator. My outreach partner, Kylie Hale, is also available to ask questions or answer questions. She's in the middle of her own learning opportunity today, so she's not with us right now. And then I wanted to stress to you too, since we're heading into another election year here for midterm elections, we do have an elections outreach coordinator at our office, Brandon Klein. He can do presentations about voter rights. He can do presentations about general civics lessons. It's completely nonpartisan information. We are just trying to encourage folks to vote and know what their rights are when voting and get registered. He could do a registration drive at your library and run it for you. So there's a lot of great opportunities if you want to do something with elections in the future as well, that doesn't have any kind of political affiliation to it.
That sounds like a really great library program for adults.
Yes, definitely. I'll put up here too, these are some of the other resources that we have available in our office. With the financial literacy outreach, we do elder investment fraud presentations. We have a newlywed finances program that we can do, smart money management in general. We have a lot of different publications that we can provide to you for free if you have somewhere where you want to display them, including, excuse me, our money skills for newlywed couples. excuse me, I'm really hoarse today. Red flags for fraud, where to get help with your investments. Like I said, with election outreach, we have voter outreach efforts. We offer a candidate school. If you wanted to host something like that, that's a possibility. Voter registration drives, county clerks and voter registration staff conferences. We do hold student mock elections as well, which are really fun. And we have a lot of different election materials that we can distribute as well. And again, that's nonpartisan information. This is the link to the reading program right now. We might be changing the exact location on our website in the near future. It currently says summer reading program when you go to the website, and I want to change that to make sure that it's available year round and doesn't confuse anybody. If you ever have trouble finding it though, going to the Secretary of State's homepage and search reading program, you can find it if it ever happens to relocate between now and then. Any other questions?
So somebody actually did ask, how do we access the resources like the book lists and
Yes.
suggested activities? So
It's
this
all
is where
online.
they will find it. Okay.
Yes, all of it's online. In fact, I want to see if I can escape here real quick and show you what it looks like on the website.
Great. We have another question if you
Yes.
can talk and do that at the same time. Donna wants to know, how does it work to have someone visit your library, and is that in addition to doing your own program?
So if you want one of us to visit, myself, Kylie, Brandon, any of our outreach staff, or even the secretary, depending on what her travel schedule looks like, just email me, tell me what you're interested in, and I'll coordinate it with you to make sure that we do something like that. So I'm going to look here real quick.
I'm going to type Kelly's email address in here one more time, just to make sure.
So as I said, if you go to the Secretary of State's page, search reading program, it will be the first item that pops up right there in the search window. In here, it has a list of participating libraries right there in the click here. If you're a librarian or a teacher interested in using this program, here's the informational documents are under the click here. It has a brief description of the program in here. The lists for the books are down here. We have a student summary sheet linked here as well. Those are all Word documents that it'll download when you click on it. We do have, again, more additional resources down here, a financial fitness glossary, the online resources and activities. So lots of great information on here for you to use. And it's all, like I said, very customizable.
Mm-hmm. Great, thank you. Any other questions out there? Do you have any examples of libraries who've done this before and how they've done it? Like, is there an exemplary or?
Trying to remember which is the library that's ordered the most from us in the past.
And you don't have to name names if you don't want to.
Yeah. For, like for example, last year, this was our list of participating libraries. I'm trying to remember which one requested the most libraries, but I can't think of it. It might have actually been Lincoln Heritage Public Library, which is in southern Indiana, in Spencer County. They requested quite a few piggy banks. So yeah, it's every library has done it differently from what I can tell. A few of them did invite us to come and do sort of a kickoff program for it, where I came and read a few of the books that are on the list to children during one of their normal reading times. I know most libraries have children's reading programs scheduled. So if you want to invite me to come and be part of one of those reading programs and then use that as a kickoff toward it, we can do that. Like I said, sometimes Secretary Lawson herself is available, so any request that's made to me for a presentation is also shared with the Secretary's scheduling assistant. We look at her schedule, see what's available in her calendar. If it matches up well with some other travel that she's doing that day, she may be the one who comes and speaks. And she loves doing the children's book readings. It's really fun for her.
What age levels would you, I know you said as soon as they can tell the money has value,
right,
this information is useful. So would you say that this tends to be used more for like elementary age or from
yes,
birth through teens or?
Definitely we got more participation from the kindergarten through second graders than we did for the third grade through sixth graders, in part because the books get a lot longer right, for the older kids. We did have some more like novels that had financial concepts built into them. So yeah, we definitely see more participation from the younger kids than we do from the older kids. But there's some really great content for those older kids.
And we do have several questions that
Yeah.
have come in, and two of them are from, or at least one of them is from a teacher. What if we are at a school and want to do it in conjunction with a family digital literacy series of workshops?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Email me and let's talk about that, because I think that sounds like a really cool idea, and I'd like to explore that more.
And her name's Leslie. Just
Leslie,
FYI when you
okay.
get that
Leslie,
that
please
email.
send me an email. And I'll put my contact information up here again real quick for everyone.
Oh, great. Thanks. Robin wants to know, she just says, Secretary Lawson came to our library in Melton. It was a fun time. So
Very
thank
nice.
You. Yay.
Thank you.
And then Karen says, are other states doing this? I have a small rural library in Southern Oregon. Oh, we have an out-of-stater here.
Okay. You know what? If you're interested in doing this in another state, reach out to me because I have contacts in every state that run similar programs to this. I'd be happy to share my specific program with them. But if you just want to participate and have us ship you a piggy bank, I can do that. If you've got a few kids who want it, we could do that. But more likely than not, the investor education coordinator position is a position that exists in every state in the United States. We belong to a consortium of sorts called the North American Securities Administrators Association, or NASA with an extra A. That's how I love telling people that I have a partnership with NASA. They think it's so impressive. It's an extra A on the end. But I know the coordinators in all of those other offices, and I'd be happy to share your information with them.